Let's do this.
She said, she'll take me anywhere, she'll take me anywhere, as long as she stays with me. She said, she'll take me anywhere, she'll take me anywhere, as long as I stay queen. Yes, yes, Molly's lips, yes, yes, Molly's lips, yes, yes, Molly's lips, yes, yes, Molly's lips.
Exactly right. Hey, Mean Matt here, and I'm finally doing this. I wanted to do this with you for a long time, and I know there's been a lot of wrestling YouTubers that have definitely covered this pay-per-view. They say it's the worst pay-per-view, but watching it twice now. Jesus. Well, let's get into it. So we have the dark match, which was Stephen Richards, an ECW original, who defeated Rene Dupree, which I didn't watch this match. Obviously, it wasn't on the card that I saw. So, at least we had an ECW original win, you know. Anyway, on with the show, I guess. So we had the Hardy Boys versus Eminem. Honestly, best match on the card. I mean, these two really are two of the best tag teams of this year. And I mean, you've got Jeff Hardy, who's the Intercontinental Champion. You have a great team in Joey Matthews, aka Mercury, and of course John Morrison, aka Johnny Nitro. This was good. And then of course Melina got involved as well, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, I think that both teams really held their own, and there was a point where Jeff got double teamed by Eminem, but yeah, the Hardys ended up getting the win, and these two would actually have a really, really good feud. Well, almost. So, then we have a match. We've got Striker Earls. So we have Matt Striker, your teacher, taking on Balls Mahoney. I'm honestly not sure what these rules imply. So, basically, yeah, Matt Striker really beat the shit out of Balls Mahoney, but somehow Mahoney gets the, I think it was the sit-down powerbomb for the win. But yeah, this was interesting, and I mean, we talk about a guy who had a good wrestling career in, I'm not even sure how long he wrestled for, but here's a guy who, it got cut short. He was a manager, he was a general manager, I believe, and yeah, you know, a commentator. So I mean, it's one of those things where, what if? And I'm not sure why he had stopped wrestling, but yeah, this was a good match. Balls, one of those guys that was an ECW original and just kind of like, yeah, he did pretty well when he was in WWE. Obviously, they changed his character slightly. But yeah, it was a really good match. And it's unfortunate that he passed away. I think it was soon after, maybe a couple years into it, but yeah, this was cool. You also have a tag team match, Elijah Burke and Sylvester the Guy, who were taking on the FBI, Little Guido, and Tony Mamaluke with Trinity. No, not Trinity from TNA or Trinity Trinidad. Christ, she was very young at this point. But yeah, this was a good match too. I mean, the Full-Blooded Italians, probably the best tag team in ECW, the original ECW rather. Of course, Little Guido went to WWE in 2001 and remained there. I think it was, first 5 or 6 years as Nuncio. So, and then of course Tony Mamaluke, we had talked about him, Kyle and I, at the Wheels of Fury show. I can't remember. It was the last Ring of Honor show, I believe, that we talked about. And yeah, this was a good match. Obviously, FBI really worked well together, but it was Elijah Burke and Sylvester Takai that picked up the win. Yeah, this was the new breed, if you will. Kevin Thorne and CM Punk, I think, was there as well. But yeah, this was, I kind of thought you'd have a lot of these ECW originals lose, but no, this is the first match where originals lost. So, okay. In a match, Daivari, who had Great Khali in his corner, who defeated Tommy Dreamer. And this was a good match too. I just think that Tommy probably should have picked up the win. That would have been cool. But Daivari did win this match, and then Great Khali basically got involved. They were up the aisleway, they went up to the ramp, and yeah, Tommy got demolished by Khali. And I mean, I have nothing to take away from Sean Daivari. I think he's a very good wrestler. We just saw him recently, so I don't know. I just think, I'll get into it when I get into it, but we have a mixed tag team match. Kevin Thorne and Ariel, who took on Mike Knox and Kelly Kelly. Yeah. Wasn't a huge fan of this. I have Kelly Kelly coming in, and what do they have her do but just dancing on the stage to Snoop Dogg, and Mike Knox would come in and take her away like he was the jealous boyfriend, whatever. It was just a dumb gimmick. And we've seen this kind of shit before. We really have. It's just, I don't get it. At the beginning of this match, you had Kelly Kelly with CM Punk. Well, for his match in the Elimination Chamber. And then what? Halfway through the match, Mike Knox just leaves. And then Ariel beats the shit out of her and gets the win. I don't get it. It's one of those things where it's like, I thought Kevin Thorne was awesome. Now, when he was Malachi, it was, I don't remember too much of that. I kind of think at the time, I was wanting him to wrestle The Undertaker. But just imagine what would have happened if he stayed in WWE, well, WWECW at this point. But these two were very good, and I know my brother had watched this program because he was a fan of the original, but he was watching it and he's like, hey, I think he would like Kevin Thorne. And I think Kevin Thorne would have been great in the main roster. I just don't know what the fuck happened. Well, I think I do know what happened, but yeah, it was just a shame. And Mike Knox did a lot of other cool wrestling shows, like he was in TNA as Aces and Eights. He did stuff, I believe, in NWA. And then, of course, Kelly has a Legends contract or whatever. She's been appearing in WWE when they had the old school thing. So, you know, it is what it is. I just think that it could have been better. It was a stupid gimmick. And, yeah. Okay. Now we have the Elimination Chamber match for the ECW World title. And each person, I think, got a weapon in their pod. Got Rob Van Dam coming out first. And then CM Punk comes out with the steel cage, throws it off Van Dam. They actually had a really good back and forth. You know, I was very impressed with that. I can't remember. I think he was the one with the steel chair. Well, whatever. I know CM Punk had one as well. Van Dam hit the Van Daminator, obviously. And, yeah, he got eliminated by RVD. CM Punk did. Then you have Hardcore Holly, who had been eliminated by Test. Then Test eliminated Rob Van Dam. And poor Andrew. Like, seriously, this guy was the Intercontinental Champion, a Take Team Champion, a European Champion, and man, you know, it's just a shame. He basically, well, he left WWE, he went to TNA as the Punisher. He came back, and yeah, like, he passed away shortly after this, and I think that, I mean, this is just sad. Like, yeah, he passed away in 2009, but it was just something that he could have gotten clean. Yeah, no, he could have gotten clean. He could have had the WWE title. He had the look. He had the height. The unfortunate part is Andrew was, for lack of a better term, sick. And I'm sure people did try to help him. And I know that Maven has talked about him in his channel. But this was just like, this is sad. And a fellow Ontarian, a fellow Canadian. So it's just, yeah. You know, when that happens, it's like, yeah, it's just, I don't understand why nobody checked in on him when he passed out. He would still be here. But, so that happened. Then Bobby Lashley came out with a crowbar. And then him and Test went at it for a while. There's a feud that should have happened. But I'm sure it did happen at the time. I honestly didn't watch Sci-Fi, so I didn't really watch a lot of what happened. And I don't know if I saw this pay-per-view. It was obviously the shits, from what I hear. But yeah, you know, Bobby and the Big Show went at it. Big Show had a barbed wire bat. That was pretty fucking sick. You know, they went back and forth, and again, two big meaty men slapping man meat, and Bobby ended up getting the win. Yeah, Big Show in a crimson mask. Yeah, so Bobby Lashley becoming the new ECW champion. So, yeah, you know, I just, I feel like this actually it's kind of funny how this happens, because this wasn't Augusta, Georgia. We just had bad blood in Georgia, Atlanta, but still. And yeah, this was, I don't know. I feel like I understand why people are pissed. I understand why people think this show was terrible or bad. I honestly don't think it was too bad. Yeah, I mean, I had thought originally that a lot of the ECW guys that wrestled in the 90s in this show lost. But no, that's not the case at all. And the fact is yes, I get it. You know, ECW fans are malicious and whatever, and then you saw that clip of Batista and Big Show have a match, and a lot of the New York fans shit on it. But this wasn't New York. This wasn't Philadelphia. This was fucking Georgia. And nothing against Georgia. I think that this was just like... I understand why fans were pissed off, because it was not the ECW that they remember. And look, when I first saw that ECW was coming back, I was like, okay, this is going to be awesome. It's going to probably have the gritty camera work, and yeah, that's going to be cool. Like ECW, and that wasn't the case. It was basically the third brand of WWE. So it's like, but when you think about it, things evolve. Things evolve that you have to try to, if you don't like it, don't watch it, right? But a lot of the hardcore fans didn't want to see Big Show, didn't want to see Batista, didn't want to see John Cena. They wanted to see the guys like Tommy Dreamer, Sandman, which, by the way, was in the show, Raven, all those guys. But, you know, if it were me, I would have never brought them back as a third brand. You got ECW One Night Stand in 2005, 2006, and there might have been another one, but I don't know. But the show itself was just another WWE product. The matches were not hardcore. The matches just didn't have no disqualification. It was a regular WWE program. And I understand why people are pissed off about that. It's kind of what you expect. It's like, oh, here's this thing that you enjoy. Let's bring it back. Oh, but on second thought, we'll bring it back, but we'll make it our version of it. And it's like, I believe that if Booker T and Buff Bagwell had a good match on Raw, they would have probably brought back Thunder. Imagine that, you know, a rivalry company like WCW now is in the WWE program. And I get it. That would have been smart, but they chose ECW. And I didn't watch the product because, like I said, I didn't get sci-fi. So I didn't want sci-fi. I didn't, you know, whatever. But to me, this was an interesting pay-per-view because it wasn't what I expected. Like, there was one match I really think was better than all of them. But when you think about it, it wasn't that bad. And there was the whole thing where it's like Paul Heyman cut a shoot promo before the Elimination Chamber or whatever. He was upset. I mean, it was obviously his product. So I get it. And then afterwards, it just ended. That was it. If it were me, I obviously would not have brought back ECW as a regular program because it wasn't Paul Heyman's anymore. It was Old Man Fences. And guess which one is still on TV? So, anyways, that was ECW. December to Dismember. I know that, Killer Kyle and I. December to Dismember 1995. We could have easily done this, but there you go. Anyways, talk to you later. Bye.
Anymore. So you know that them cutting WCW was a long time coming. I don't think that's the case at all. If you look at some of his earlier interviews,